Alright, so just an explanation of how this course will work. So, the way you're going to train to sing and play at the same time, what you're really doing is something called polyrhythm, which is two rhythms happening at the same time. So you've got the guitar rhythm with your right hand, either strumming or picking, right? And you've got a different rhythm happening with when the singing happens, okay? And the hardest part is you're trying to mix them together. So one is playing, like accenting, you could say, being loud, and the other one is also being loud, but it's happening at different times and your body's confused as to when to do what, right? So then you're playing and then either your hand goes off and you can't strum anymore, or you try to sing and you can't sing on the right spot. So usually both of them happen, and then like you come to this crashing point, you know, or you slow down the guitar, or you change where your voice fits, or you do something like that and it gets wrecked. So what I've done, I trained this through lots of different songs, but now I figured out the skill that I was actually training when I trained it, okay? And there were skills that I developed that helped me get to the point where I could do it in songs. So the skill was learning what timing is, like how timing actually works for the instrument and for my voice. What are the different subdivisions of timing? So the different subdivisions are, you got the one of every bar. So when when the beat goes boof, 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 well, in between that, there's 4 subdivisions. So the first one is the boof, the first beat, called the one. Then the next one is an E, and the next one is an A, and the next one is it's 1, E, and A, and then the next beat starts. So it's also known as like, okay, different ways you can count it, but we're going to use those numbers 1, E, and A. Alright, so what I'm going to train you to do is to know when to learn to come in on each of those subdivisions, because every time you sing a song, it has to come in on one of those. That's one of the ones that it comes in on. So what I'm going to train you to do is learn to come in on each of those while you're playing the motions on guitar, while your hand is going either down or up. Okay, so when you're strumming, your hand is like swinging like this, okay? And if you don't strum like that, get my right hand course that shows you how to strum, so you can strum with good timing, okay? Or finger pick. So I'm going to teach you to match up that 1 E and A with when the guitar is doing 1 E and A, while we're using the metronome from very slow to a faster speed. And that is that combination of when your hand is going down and your voice is going 1, or when your hand is going up and your voice is going E, or whatever it is, it trains you to know when, which is rhythm, when something happens, when your voice comes in, when you're strumming, and it mashes them together so that you stay in time. And the slow to fast method is what makes you build up that skill. So the hard thing about songs is this all happens too fast. So when I break down this skill, it happens from very slow and moves up gradually and gets faster. Okay, so it's just they're called sixteenths. So it's 1, E, and A, and you're going to learn to say them while you're playing. You don't need to play a chord. In the first video, I play with an A minor chord, but you don't need to play with any chord. You can just play I just play no chords for the rest, because you don't actually need to play any chord. I just did it for one video so you could see what it sounds like. Alright, practice these videos regularly, and if when it gets too fast, just start again or take a break and do it the next day. And that's all you need to do. Do it regularly for a few weeks and watch the skill develop. Okay? If it's too hard to strum, to keep up with strumming alone, just the strumming, not with your voice, just the strumming itself, you need to get the right hand course to learn how to strum first, get your strumming up. And if you want, you can just do the strumming with these videos instead of singing until you get strumming comfortable, and then add the voice in. Okay? So you got a couple of options. See you guys.